The initial setup's been finished now. German setup first, and you can see 30 Corps have arrived down in the south there, about to initiate combat. They'll be moving up the main road towards Eindhoven, and now you can see elements of the 101st Airborne that have landed. They're going to secure the bridges around Eindhoven and allow 30 Corps to move up. Little parachute symbols there show where the different places where they can land. So we move past Uden up towards Grave and Nijmegen, where the 82nd will hold the bridges. They'll have a very tough job dislodging this SS unit here in Nijmegen. In fact, they probably won't until the rest of the force arrives. Huge defensive adjustment for being in a city. The British here at Arnhem, they've not arrived in full strength. The remainder of the troops come turn 2 and a little bit after that. The pink areas along the sides of the board will be where the German reinforcements arrive. They can move between those areas and will cause a big threat to the Allied flanks. So, about to initiate combat and then move on to the first of the German movement phases. Okay, end of game turn 2, and we can see that the 30 Corps, the Brits, are flying up the main road here. They've taken Eindhoven, pushed some weak German units to one side here. But as we travel a bit further up, you can see that Brits have now crossed the Willemsvaart Canal, which means in the turn after they do that, they've linked up effectively with the 101st, which means the 101st now can ride with 30 Corps, but they get their supply in the same way, so they don't use their drop zone anymore, which is that hex with the 101st kind of supply symbol in it. They have to get it off the road, which can kind of restrict how far away from the road you can go. It's a bit of a pain. Got a bit of a fight that's going to go on here at Uden. I was going to roll that combat result next, actually, forgot to do that. Things aren't going so well around Nijmegen. So the 82nd element has taken the bridge at Grave. Actually, 1, 2, 3. I shouldn't have been able to do that. Doesn't affect things. 1, 2, 3. Can't go more than 3 hexes from their drop zone supply source, so just correct that. So the Germans have moved into some defensive positions here, just blocking these bridges. Makes it very difficult to advance now. It's going to get more difficult. Up around Nijmegen, there's a massive advantage to the defender when they're in a city. So the way combat works, I'll talk about in a moment. And then up around Arnhem, the Brits are looking very strong. They've got this SS unit here that hasn't attacked. Next turn, the Germans will start getting some reinforcements, and I expect a lot of pressure to start coming in around here. And they get troops coming in around box 8, so a bit more around Nijmegen, but I might move those up around box 7 and bring them in on the Brits. So we'll see how that goes. Combat in this game, pretty straightforward, there's no odds calculation. You'll see the units have just one kind of combat marker there, that's their strength point, and it's a simple case of adding up the value of the strength points of the attackers and subtracting the strength of the defenders plus any terrain effects that they have, and then you have a roll of the dice and that kind of gives you a result. So it's the end of game turn 2. I have got one combat to resolve that I overlooked, and I'll give another update as the game progresses. Okay, end of game turn 3. Brits are still clearing out some German paras from really their starting points around Borkel. Eindhoven's pretty secure now, but these bad boys here came in from box 10 this turn for the Germans. Push the excuse me, US 101st back. Great progress up the road now though. The leading mechanised units of 30 Corps have taken Uden, but I think it's going to be a bit of a tough battle next turn around this area, trying to get to the US forces at Nijmegen. Still no joy there taking Nijmegen, and there won't be any really until 30 Corps turn up. Some action here on the British sector. Absolute disaster, bad setup by me. A British unit was forced to retreat and it couldn't. So where that leading SS infantry there is, I'd placed the unit stupidly, and there we go. So I lost the unit pretty needlessly. Still no attack on Arnhem itself. Germans aren't anywhere near strong enough to do that. I've moved the powerful SS Panzer unit out, and that's going to swing round either, I think, box over here, or I might move it over here. Next turn I think the Germans do, excuse my dodgy lighting, do get some extra reinforcements coming in, because we box 9 and a couple in box 7, which are quite powerful units. He says knocking it all over. So yeah, mixed success at the moment. I would still say the Brits have got a good chance of getting to Nijmegen. Let's see how it goes. Okay, end of game turn 4. British have at long last cleared out all of the resistance south of Eindhoven. Taken far too long. Secured Eindhoven with a unit from 101st. Just keep it safe. Don't know what I'm going to do with this unit here, just leaving it from an Allied perspective. Germans might want to move it. Been a big counter-attack here from the Germans, heading towards the drop zone of 101st. I think it's really going to be more of a scaring action. I might move some of these units to box 8 maybe, to put the frighteners on the 82nd, and make it even more difficult to take Nijmegen. Or I might retreat them into around box 9 and keep a threat going on the British supply lines, and punching through once the lead units have moved on. We'll see. Overall though, I think progress is reasonable, close to Grave. Not much happening at Nijmegen at the moment, but that's all going to kick off shortly. Some give and take here in the British sector. Pushed an SS unit back. A bit worried about this doubled up unit here. No retreat options. Might see whether I can do anything with that, or he just may have to take his chances. Arnhem still looks very secure, although there are some quite powerful German units that have been moving around, getting ready to start surrounding Arnhem and launching an attack. So getting ready for game at turn 5, where both sides get some more reinforcements. The Germans get a whole stack here, loads of them coming in, and the Allies start getting the Polish brigade landing. Let's see how it goes. We are end of game turn 6, and actually some decent progress by the Allies. Maybe I was worrying prematurely. Managed to push the Germans back around the middle, and more importantly and spectacularly, a massive attack by the British with the help from the 82nd Airborne. Grave fell in one turn. The defender was forced to retreat, couldn't, and that was the end of that. So maybe I wasn't so smart putting that unit in there after all. So next objective is to link up with the 82nd and free up those units, and then push the final piece towards Arnhem. Getting there, we are getting there. However, Germans have had some success now around Arnhem. Played a rather patient game there. There's where is he? this SS unit here managed to cross the river on the ferry. Going to take up a position south of Arnhem and attack next turn with these bad boys here. So I think Arnhem will fall next turn. Not the end of the world if it does, because we can bring the engineer unit up, which I've kept safe down here somewhere. There he is. And if I have to, I'll bridge, put a bridge somewhere up around here near Hilsham or Oosterbeek, probably Hilsham, and get across that way. Not ideal, but if that's what I have to do, that's what I'll do. Let's see what happens.